Strangely, BYD initially denied the rumor that they would build an EV factory in Mexico in order to sell EVs in the United States. And bizarrely, now that BYD are no longer denying this, and they've in fact confirmed this is true, the US media have just completely ignored it. Guys, this means, well, one thing. BYD cars, maybe batteries as well, are probably coming to the United States within 1 or 2 years. I can tell you now that sounds aggressive, but BYD, they don't move around. They're the fastest in the world of building battery and car factories. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. As you can see, I'm excited. I know a lot of you guys in America, in the United States, I know a lot of you guys are saying, it's not fair. We know this because there's surveys done in the US saying Americans, the majority of them actually do want electric cars from China. And I get that. It makes sense, guys. I was just in China and the cars are insane. None of them were GM, by the way. None of them were made by Ford. None of them were made by Volkswagen, even Mercedes. They're not the cars you see. People don't even seem to care about those, to be honest. You see these Chinese manufacturers in their cars and you see them and you're like, whoa, look at that, look at that. That looks nice, that looks nice. That's honestly my honest experience. Just head turning everywhere. I can see just new EVs from all these different Chinese car brands everywhere. So you can see why Americans feel like they're missing out, because here in Australia, we're getting the same thing, right? They're coming to Australia. They're already here in Australia, and they're just like more and more models are just going to flood the market here, which is kind of exciting. It gives you all this choice, right? Now, that's what BYD plan to do. And I know the US government doesn't like this. They've commented on this a few times. They're trying to pressure the Mexican government not to actually do this, but the Mexican government has just ignored it. Now, BYD company's plans to build an electric vehicle plant in Mexico, they say will create around 10,000 jobs, which would put it in line with some of the largest auto factories in the country. This is going to be a big car factory. Guys, put it this way. NIO, for example, they have 30,000 employees across the entire planet. Now, there'll be 10,000 workers just for this one single factory. The EV giant is in negotiations. They say final negotiations for the location of the facility, with an official announcement expected in the coming months. That was from Jorge Vallejo, BYD's general director in Mexico, and he said this in an interview a few days ago. He didn't say how many of those workers would be directly employed by BYD versus contractors or suppliers, but the key point here is this. BYD plan on getting through the back door. They actually already have, by the way, production of vehicles in America. They already have a battery and truck facility. In fact, a couple of them in the US. They employ a lot of workers in the US, in fact, but America won't allow them to do anything more. So this is their way of getting into the market. A plant of that size would employ more people than facilities for some other car makers in the country, like Audi. Volkswagen Group's plan as well, which is actually the largest in Mexico, that employs 6,100 assembly line workers and 5,000 supervisory employees, along with thousands of people that handle parts assembly. Now, guys, keep in mind, BYD are already using robots in their factories in China. I'm not talking about car robots. I'm talking about literal humanoid type robots. So, I mean, the Volkswagen Group, they're a bit behind the times. I'd say Volkswagen having a factory with 11,000 staff versus BYD having a 10,000 staff, you can almost guarantee BYD will make a lot more cars in their 10,000 person factory than Volkswagen's factory with 11,000 people. I think that's pretty clear. Now, the car maker is on pace to sell 50,000 vehicles this year in Mexico. That's impressive. Last month, BYD launched its Shark, the BYD Shark hybrid truck in Mexico, which is just another sign of the country's growing importance to BYD. Mexico is clearly very important for BYD. It's not just the US here, guys. It's Mexico as well. And I've got to point out the BYD Shark, the pickup truck, it's a plug-in hybrid. I think that's going to sell extremely well in places like Brazil and Mexico, where BYD, that's actually two of BYD's biggest export locations currently. That said, I don't believe BYD are doing this just to sell cars in Mexico. They might be telling the US government that's the case, but you can almost guarantee BYD vehicles will find their way to the US once production begins. How long will that take? I don't know. I'm almost certain it will happen. Thanks for watching.